Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake, Chats 2017. And here we are on a very special day I want to commemorate. It's the beginning of this big portal that everybody's talking about. It opens today. And the 7th, there's a lunar eclipse. Ooh. In Aquarius. Ooh. I want to know where the moon is. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So there's that. Then on the 8th is the Lion's Gate, the 8-8. Always a very tricky and enjoyable and weird passage for me. Every August is always quite interesting. I'm always happy that when September comes. And and then 19 days from today, there's the eclipse. And what I'm wanting to kind of give away today about the eclipse and about this time, this beautiful time we're in, is how automatic it can be, how effortless, how happy, how clean and easy. It doesn't really have to be that hard of a time, if you think about it. I mean, there's been a lot that's gone on, and have you had any conscious control over any of it? All of the eclipses and the 12-12 and all that stuff. I haven't. They're a little, it's time. It's just time. And if you happen to be aware of it, well then, that isn't that interesting? And if you're not aware of it, well, that's interesting too. And, time will tell, I guess. But something else is happening in our midst. It's not only just time will tell, people are actually physically changing before people's eyes. Isn't that funny? And there's a lot more information about the heart and about love and about relationship and the reason I'm saying all this is that, can't you see it? Even last night I could see it when I was reviewing the national news. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air happening. And you're just going to have to maybe trust me on that. But I can see people coming together now. There's people who are actually understanding that the emperor has no clothes. They're not understanding the depth. Still quite ineffective. In disbelief. But they're getting there, and good things are happening. I was excited because as I was watching the news, I could see different probability rolls, and I was very, very heartened by what I saw. It's really quite obvious what's going on to anyone who's paying attention. And now we're just waiting for people who will actually say the words. That's what we're waiting for. This story that I tell about great-grandmother, I tell it, and I tell my own story about feeling thwarted internally and muted somehow with this. I don't know. I always felt like I called it a soundproof booth. Somebody could be standing there. There was very few times when, and it's, oh my God, life-changing when I could actually feel it, when I actually believed it, when I knew it to be true. Even just in a flash, it's like, whoa. But for the most part, people could stand there loving me, and I couldn't feel it. And I felt bad about that, but I couldn't feel it. And neither, I was quite clinical when it came to everything. And obviously a coping mechanism and a distancing technique. And something that needed to be addressed. And was, finally. So that's good. it's very sad and very scary to walk through the world knowing that you are not loved, and by extension, therefore, unlovable. It's a hard place to be, even for a moment. But if you spend enough time there over a lifetime, it is debilitating. And so I received information this morning in writing, and I'm going to mention automatic writing to you because I think that it's a very, very, very profound tool. And it is so easy, and obviously it's free, and it's a way to look right into the void. Because today I was whoa, what did they come through? And I'm not even sure I like going to the bathroom anymore, because every time I sit down I go, oh, and I have like a lot of information and a lot of emotion. It's like, whoa, can't I just pee once? No, it has to be this come to Jesus meeting kind of. Oh my God, I'm sure that'll pass. But as I was walking around here, I was talking. It was like I was gone, and they were talking, and they were telling, explaining, and all this stuff, because they visited me and said they had a prophecy. They had something to tell me, that I was finally ready to understand a few things. So then I sat down and I said, okay, I'll write, because it's the best way for me to get really, really, really clean information. And so I sat and I started to write, and it was sort of blended. I mean, like I always do, just sort of, I could feel them, but it was a cooperative thing. And then I suddenly couldn't remember my train of thought. I couldn't remember what was on the page before, and I couldn't remember what I was writing. And they said in writing, yeah, that's us. when you can't remember and you can't stick to it, that means that we're coming through and we'd like to use your pen. And it dawned on me that might be something helpful to just express, that, you have to have a degree of surrender. And it's only on rereading, or for me, reviewing, that I am struck with the message. It hits me emotionally and intellectually, because at the time I'm transmitting it, I'm transmitting it. And so I'm really looking forward to rereading that. It had to do with my own death. It had to do with the ultimatum I've given my reality, and whether I would like to rework the energetics of that, if I would like to possibly mature. So they explained a few things. And I think that's nice. But what I'm getting at here for everyone is that from the 3rd until the 25th, this is a time of great gifts. And, the whole idea behind a gift is you don't work for it. That's why it's a gift. It's a value-added bonus. And who knows what could be in those packages, yeah? When you fall asleep at night, what do you pray for? When your heart aches, whose face do you see? When you finally relax in a hot tub of water. And you let it all go. What are you aware of? What's holding it all together? Where are you in that web? What's your value and significance? Can you even see yourself on the web? You are indeed a shining light within a matrix of shining lights. You don't have to believe it. It's true. The only thing that dims this light is harming others, harming self, believing the The earth is against us, others are against us, and we are against ourselves. You can read self-help books to talk yourself out of it, but it still means that you're in it. So what I see is this is a time, they told me again, well, okay, you count the days from today to the 21st. It'll be an important number. Oh, all right, okay. Last time I did it was 40. Today it was 19. And I'm reminded, oh yeah, my mom died on August 19th. Oh yeah. And then 6 days later, not counting the 19th, or 7 days later, counting the 19th, Sam was born on the 25th, which happens to be the end of this gateway. Well, that's kind of neat. I mean, my birthday was so part of that eclipse thing. It just was like, oh, I felt it's just really fun when something is so personal, and it was really personal. The North Node was at my ascendant, so I was like, wow, 11/11, and now the end of it is my son's birthday. Oh, it's so cute. He's 17. Ooh, what does that spell? 8. So that's pretty. Anyway, there's all these things going on. And tend to them or not, they're going to go on. The light, the photonic light, the transmissions, the energies, the love, the peace, the intentions for peace. They're happening now. It's us realizing that we're finally mature enough to take this to the next level. To think it's just some angels saying, yeah, well, you're going to do this now, is not okay anymore. Because I'm on the ground and I know my shit. And I'm one of those angels. And I can say the word shit and still be an angel. And I'm going to be anchoring this stuff. In my holiest holy place on earth that I've encountered thus far. Looking at the sisters. This rock formation that I've always called the sisters. And in channeling they said, well, we gave that to her a very long time ago, which is true. It was in 85, I think. 85 or 86. And they said that it was important to do that because when I see them and when I'm with them, I want to live. I want to be here. And there are times when I have tried to make decisions, where I have made decisions, and I didn't want to be here anymore. It's where I go. But it's also where I go when I celebrate, when I'm in great confusion or pain, and when I am deeply, deeply at peace. It's what you do when you're home. You have many different mood states. And so going up there, I would say it's going to be like this. I know that our teams are all over this eclipse, okay? And so from before it starts, obviously, they're there. Their station is ready. They're there now. You get it? This is an event that never ends. It's one of those. So they're there now. And when it happens, we'll be feeling it because we're part of them. And so it's going to be a big time. From the time it hits the United States until the time it exits the United States. And will be affected throughout, those who are involved. But it's the reset. In my case, what happened prior to the reset? What happened before the casino lights and electricity and all that went down? I had a huge hit of light. That's what's happening now. We have 19 days. a 1, and a 9. New beginnings and completion. Holding hands and walking around. Do. My mom's death day, 19th. New beginnings and completion. How true. And then we welcome Sam. So, I'm really excited to just be here. I'm just walking through it. I'm just experiencing it. I'm approving of myself, and I'm realizing I've made a few mistakes on that tape. I would never, as a staff nurse I couldn't, but I would never go to a place of work and print out a stack of colored crop circles, okay? I don't know why I said that. Sometimes I'm an asshole. Did I say that? Yeah, I have the ability to read Akashas and be an asshole. Go figure. Or act like an asshole. That was what I said a while ago. It's true. But I would never have done that. That's wasteful. That's not okay. That's taking advantage of a good situation. So no, but I did print out a stack of black and whites, and I did do colors at home, but I needed to make that plain. The other is about approval. Approval is something that is for me. And everything goes haywire if I think about giving it to anyone else. It's just not where I want to go anymore. And that's what I'm talking about. There's places I don't want to go. And I can't. And that's one of them. Why go there? There's nothing but madness there. I approve of myself. We'll go no further with the approval stuff than that. That's as far as I go. I don't need to approve of anyone else. Therefore, I will not be considering that as something that I need to spend a lot of time thinking about. Well, what does that mean? How pissed am I going to be if you snap your gum, or... I don't know. It depends on the trigger, doesn't it? But who's responsible for the triggers? The person doing the behavior, or me? Who's responsible for the response, the reaction from that trigger? The person doing it, or me? So, it's a good time to be here and to be aware. And so this discomfort I always had of telling my story and being around people who aren't like me and way traditional and only wanting to be traditional. Oh my God, that's all I've ever wanted. Today I realized, that's the closest I ever came to death. The deeper I get into traditionalism, the more it asphyxiates me. And yet I crave it like a drug. That's fun. So I'm learning about my addiction and coming to peace with all the things that my addiction has made me do and has taught me. But as I crawl off this cross, just as all addictions are crosses, I'm feeling much better in my body habitus. So I'm just saying, if you can surrender, like when you're doing automatic writing, there's no work involved. This is a cooperative receiving of Creator's love. And what we do with it is our business. The eclipse is here to reset it for all. That's all today.